Hello. Hi guys. I am just going on my computer to make sure this is working. Happy hump day. Let me know if you're here. Say hello. Hi, Kimberly. Okay, good. So this is working. Awesome. Okay, we are going to talk exercise today. And hi Joanne, something important to remember with exercise, and it's the same with food, right? There's health and there's weight loss. And yes, I want everyone, exercising 5 days a week, and I want everybody eating all health foods. But this is about weight loss, and I talked about this yesterday, you can eat healthy and not lose weight, and you can eat really poorly and lose weight, and you can, exercise every day and not lose weight, and you can exercise less and lose weight. So we're talking about weight loss here. Yes, I want people to be active and, do your cardiovascular because it's good for you. But we're going to talk about weight loss here, okay? And we're talking about exercise for weight loss. And believe it or not, my motto for exercise with weight loss is the least amount necessary. Okay, less is more sometimes. And I think sometimes everyone thinks more is more, and that's not the case. So what happens with a lot of people, it's the same with when people want to lose weight and they go on a diet, right? It's like, I'm going to cut out all sugar, and I'm going to cut out all white flour, and I'm going to eat all fruits and vegetables, and they try to do everything all at once, and it's just too much. It's not realistic. And a lot of times that happens with exercise as well, right? It's like, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, and I'm going to do an hour of cardio, and they overdo it. Okay, let me know if that's ever happened to you, right? And you burn out, right? And so I'm not a fan of that because A, it's not realistic, it's not sustainable. You want something that's sustainable that you can continue to do, because this is about a lifestyle. This is not about a quick fix diet. So the other problem with that is that if you do go, gangbusters and do 5 days a week of cardio, an hour a day, and then life sets in, right? Because life is always going to set in, and you can't do an hour a day, 5 days a week. Well, now you're going to gain weight because your body's expecting 5 hours of cardio. That's what it's gotten used to. Okay, does that make sense? So less is more. And I'm going to talk to you today about, I'm always all in. Yeah, that's most people, right? It's like you make a decision to do it, and that's great, but you've got to keep it realistic. And I want to keep it realistic, and I believe in the least amount necessary, because nobody can tell me that they can't find, 20 minutes 3 times a week to do some sort of exercise, right? I don't care who you are. My husband and I have this argument. He's like, I don't have time. I'm like, you have time. You're choosing to use it differently. So you want to keep it where no matter how busy your life gets, you have the time to do it. It's realistic. It's not something you're dreading, okay? And it's going to give you the best results. You want to be as inefficient as possible when you're doing your exercise. You don't want to be efficient, right? So a marathon runner is efficient. Their body is very good at not burning as much energy because they have to go for long distance. They're training their body. We're not training our bodies. We want to be as inefficient as possible so that we're burning more calories, okay? So we're going to talk about that today. I've got lots of notes here because there's so much to cover today. Okay. So exercise is a really huge part of the weight loss journey because, like we said, it's about energy in, energy out. And when you just go on a diet, you've got to cut your calories a lot, which can slow your metabolism. And then when you ever go back to eating normal again, you're going to gain weight, okay? Even not normal. If you need 2,000 calories a day and you cut your calories too low, your body adapts to that. So now your new set point is lower. So when you go back to eating what you used to or even close to it, you gain weight. So the beauty of exercise is you can cut your calories just a little bit, bump up your caloric needs with the exercise, and now you've got this gap and you didn't have to take away too much food, okay? So you don't want to just decrease the energy in, you want to increase the energy out, okay? But it's more than just that. It's also, muscle is your fat burning machinery. And we talked about this on day 1, and I'm going to repeat some of it because it's just really important. Muscle burns about 3 times as many calories a day as fat does. Okay, so when you gain muscle, you're burning more calories all day at rest. It increases that basal metabolic rate. That's really, really important, okay? Fat doesn't raise your basal metabolic rate very much, okay? Like I used this example the other day. You can have someone who's 300 pounds and obese. Their caloric needs are very, very low compared to a 300-pound bodybuilder, because that's all solid muscle. And I'm gonna post a picture on the group. I wanna show you guys too what 5 pounds of fat versus 5 pounds of muscle looks like. Muscle is tight, right? It's dense, it's compact. Fat is not. And so a lot of women are afraid of lifting weights and they're like, I don't wanna get big muscles. You're not gonna get big. We'll talk about that, okay? The average person loses a half a pound of muscle every year starting in the late 20s, okay? So let's say from 30 to 50, the average person will lose 10 pounds of muscle. So if a pound of muscle burns, and there's different studies, some say it's 10 calories, some say it's 50, but you could be burning 200 to 500 less calories every single day simply because your body has lost that muscle mass. So we need to counteract that, okay? So we have to build muscle, and we can do that with weight training and exercise. We also talked on day 1 about keto diets and how a lot of these diets are making you lose muscle. So I'm not going to go into that. You can go back and watch it on day 1, but if you have questions about that, let me know. But your body needs carbohydrates, okay? So just any diet that's saying no carbs, just ixnay on that. We're just going to leave it at that, okay? When you exercise, there's 2 different types. There's cardiovascular and there's anaerobic. There's aerobic and anaerobic, actually. I should say aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic is, jogging, walking. Anaerobic is quick bursts of energy. Sprinting, jumping, weightlifting is anaerobic. Your body cannot use fat to fuel you for anaerobic exercise. It needs carbohydrates, okay? So just another reason why you have to have carbohydrates, because if you're doing weight training and you don't have carbohydrate stores, your body's going to go to the muscle, break it down, convert it into glucose, and use that for energy, okay? It cannot use fat and protein for that. So you need your carbohydrates. So you want to eat some carbs before you lift weights, okay? So you want to increase muscle to increase your basal metabolism, and you want to do muscle building exercise, and this is weight training, right? And it could be with dumbbells, it could be with machines, it could be resistance bands, it can be your own body weight. One of the biggest mistakes I see women making is they do all cardio, right? It's like, I don't want to get big. I hear that all the time. So let me know if you do weights, cardio, or both, or neither, what you do. I'm just curious how many of you are doing weight training, because it really is important, and you're not going to get big muscles. You guys, I see men at the gym, they are trying like crazy to get big muscles and they don't have them. They're not. So we don't have the hormones as women to build big muscles. And you have to lift really, really heavy weights, really low reps to build a lot of muscle. So don't worry about that. You're not going to be lifting heavy weights. You're doing, if you're doing anywhere from 10 to 15 reps, you're not going to build as far as bulk, but you will build muscle as far as your fat burning machinery, okay? If I'm pressed for time and I only have time to do one or the other, I will always choose weight training, okay? For 2 reasons. Weight training burns more calories throughout the day. When you lift weights, you have something what's called EPOC, exercise post-oxygen consumption, and that's where you have an elevated oxygen consumption and your metabolism is increased after the exercise while your body's recovering and repairing. And it can last up to 24 hours. So you are burning, when you lift weights, you're not just burning in that, 20, 30 minutes you're lifting, you're burning for another 24 hours after. You continue to burn, okay? Joanne does weight training. Yes, I know you. Joanne, I know Joanne from the gym, and she does weight training and does cardio. Most people do cardio. Weight training is super, super, super important. The other reason is that you build muscle, and that's going to increase that basal metabolic rate. Okay, so again, weight training is so important. Dumbbells, machines, body weight exercises. You can go to the gym, and guys, every gym that I know of offers like a free personal training session. You can get them to write up a workout for you. Upper body one day, lower body one day, or full body, right? And I suggest I'd say about 3 times a week. It should only take 20 to 30 minutes. You can do videos. There's videos you can do at home. You can do things like Pilates. Even some yogas, if they're intense enough, are going to help. But you really need to lift weights because that is your fat burning machinery, okay? So you definitely want to do weight training. It's going to help you lose weight. I promise you. During COVID, I didn't go to the gym, and it's funny because here I'm this like fitness professional. I don't own one weight at my house. I don't like working out at home because I work from home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I like to get out. So I've never had weights in my house because I don't want to do it at home. And so during COVID, when everything was locked down, I couldn't go to the gym. The minute I went back, I saw a difference in my body because I started lifting weights again. It made such a difference. And I was doing cardio the whole time things were closed down. I was walking, biking, jogging, whatever. Weight training makes a difference. I promise you. Okay. Plus it's going to make you stronger. It's great for your bones. Do your weight training. But you also want to do cardio. Okay. First thing about cardio, find things you enjoy. Because when you love what you're doing, it's not going to feel like work. It's not going to be like, oh God, I have to do, like, you don't want to dread it every single day. Okay. So whether it's like, I love going for walks. I live by the beach. I walk on the boardwalk. I can walk all day. I go for bike rides. I love it. I don't feel like I'm exercising. I feel like I'm on vacation, right? I'm working hard, but I love it. Some people like swimming. Some people want to go to a gym, right? I will go to the gym. I'll do the elliptical or the step mill. You can, again, do video classes. I used to love doing spin class at the gym. Now it's nice that I'm biking outside, but in the winter, that's something I'll do is a spin class because I just love it. Find something you enjoy so you want to do it. Get a partner to do it with. Like I walk with one of my friends. We catch up or I'll put my headset on and I'll call a friend that I haven't caught up with in a long time. And it's like, it's the way I get myself to do my workout sometimes, right? If there's days you don't feel like it, you do things like put on your headset and say like, okay, I need to call my friend. You know those friends you haven't talked to in a while and you know it's going to be like an hour conversation. Put on your headset and go for a walk. And it's like, I can't sit in my house and call my friend. I have to be out walking, right? You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're walking. You're not even going to realize you're exercising. You're going to get your exercise in and catch up with a friend and you enjoy it. Okay. The other thing is that one of the things I'll do is if I want to watch like a smutty, ridiculous show, like The Housewives or something, I like set rules for myself where I have to watch it on the elliptical or something so that I can't just be sitting at home watching it. I'm on the elliptical and I'll stream it from my phone and I'll watch it. And it's like my guilty pleasure. I get to watch this ridiculous show. Okay. But I'm getting my exercise in. So think of things you can do like that so you enjoy it more and it gets you to do your exercise when maybe you don't want to do it, okay? When you're doing cardio, there are 4 things to think of. Frequency, intensity, duration, and type. Okay, so your frequency is how often you do it. How many times a week are you doing your cardio? I suggest about 3 times a week. Now, again, if you're looking for health, then yeah, do more. But for weight loss, and if you're not someone who's exercising consistently all the time, 3 days a week is enough. It's 3 more than you're doing now. And again, if you start out doing 5, your body's going to expect 5. So when life gets in the way and you cut back to 3, you're going to gain weight. It's going to work against you. You're looking to do the least amount necessary to produce a change. This way, if you ever hit a plateau or you want to lose more, you have somewhere to go. If you start out, like I said, gangbusters, doing it 5 days a week, an hour a day, where do you go from there? You're going to do 6 or 7 days a week? It's not realistic. So 3 times a week is plenty. Okay, that's your frequency. Duration, how long are you doing it for? 20 minutes is a great place to start. 3 times a week for 20 minutes. You will see a difference. Okay? Again, you're not training to be an Olympic athlete. You're not training to be a runner. I used to have clients and they'd be like, well, I want to run for an hour. I'm like, are you training for a race? Like, because if you're not training for a race, you're making your body efficient. You want to be inefficient. 3 times a week, 20 minutes. Again, if you're looking for health benefits and you have the time and it's something you're always going to do, right? I will be honest, I do cardio 5 days a week. It's not always intense. It could be a long walk. Today I did 20 minutes on the elliptical. It was not intense at all. But I have the time to do that and I've done it pretty much my whole life. But if you're just starting out, if you are someone who is not exercising or you're not exercising consistently, 3 times a week, 20 minutes is enough to produce a change, okay? Because your body's not used to it. Intensity is how hard you work, okay? And this is where you can change too. Like I said, today was a light workout. I did weights, so that was really my workout, and then I just did 20 minutes of cardio after. Sometimes I'm jogging. Sometimes I'm just going for a stroll. You can change up the intensity. What is your heart rate, okay? You want to work at about 70% of your max heart rate, okay? They have all the charts at the gyms, but I can put the equation in to help you figure that out as well. But you don't, when you're working at a low intensity, you're burning more fat. Higher intensity burns more carbs, right? So when it's those quick bursts of energy, you're burning more carbohydrates. Lower intensity is going to burn more fat. Your body cannot use fat for those quick bursts, anaerobic, sprinting, HIIT workouts, things like that. So you want to find a variation of that, right? Between low and high. You're not looking to kill yourself for 20 minutes. Get yourself going. But that is something where if you feel like, God, I'm not seeing the results I want, then take the intensity up a little bit. Okay, you can work a little bit harder. And then the type. One thing I really like to do is, with my clients, is try to stick to one mode, one type of exercise for a period of time and then change it up. Because again, this is one of those variables. When you hit plateaus, you need to change something, whether it's the frequency, the intensity, the duration, or the type, okay? The type and the intensity are what I'm going to change first, because frequency and duration they're going to be the last thing, because again, I want to keep this realistic for you. I don't want you having to do an hour a day, 5 days a week. So if you're doing, let's say, a stationary bike at the gym, and you're going to do that for about 3 to 4 weeks, 3 times a week, 20 minutes a day, your body, you're going to notice, if you're not someone who's exercised, it's going to be hard at first, and then it's going to get easier. And just when it's getting easier, that's usually when you start to like it, because it's getting easier. We're going to change it up. And now you're going to go on an elliptical, or you're going to go on the step mill, or you're going to go on the treadmill, or you're going to walk outside. There's so many ways to change up your exercise to keep your body guessing. You don't want to be efficient. Does that make sense? You don't want to be good at the elliptical, right? Like if you're always doing the elliptical, your body gets good at it. It gets used to it. And now you're efficient at it. And when you're looking to lose weight, that is not the goal. The goal is inefficient. Okay, does that make sense? Give me like a hands up. I know we're delayed here on time, but give me a hands up if that makes sense. So you want to change it up. So if you've been doing, let's say, I'll just use the elliptical as an example, change it up. And I get it. Usually the thing you're doing is the thing you're most used to. The thing you enjoy the most. So that's a hard thing to change. But if you want weight loss results, that's an easy thing to change. If you've been walking on a treadmill, walk outside. That changes it up. That's a great way to change things up. If you've been biking on a stationary bike, bike outside. If you've been doing an elliptical, go on the step mill. Man, that thing will kick your behind. That thing is brutal with the actual steps that move. Change it up. You don't want to be efficient. You want to be inefficient. Okay? So let me know if that makes sense. I don't know why I can't see comments here, but okay. When you're doing your workout, if you're doing weights and cardio on the same day, you want to start with your weight training. Always want to do weights first. So you want to eat some breakfast or lunch, whatever time of day you're working out. You want to have a little bit of carbohydrates before your workout, okay? Because when you do weight training, your body needs those carbohydrates. So you don't want to lift weights on an empty stomach, okay? Because you don't have carbohydrate stores. So your body's going to go to the muscle, break down the muscle, convert it into glycogen, use that for energy. So you want something to eat, okay? It doesn't have to be massive, but some sort of breakfast, or depending on the time of day, something to eat before you work out. You're going to do your weight training first. You can do a 5 to 10 minute warm up, but then you're going to do your weight training first because you want to burn through those carbohydrate stores. That's what your body's using to lift weights. You want to burn through those so that when you go do cardio, you've burnt through most of your carbohydrate stores, and now you're going to use more fat for your cardio. Okay, does that make sense? So weights first, cardio second. Carbohydrates burn quickly. Remember we talked about those are that's the paper in your body's fire. So carbs burn quick. So weights first, cardio second, and then you'll use more of your fat storage for your cardio. You're typically going to dip into your fat storage in about 20 minutes of cardio. So if you're just doing cardio that day, it's going to take about the first 20 minutes to burn through your carbohydrates, depending on what you've eaten before, okay? And then you burn into your fat stores. Weights first, cardio second, 20 minutes 3 times a week to start. And then after your workout, you want protein and carbohydrates, because you've got to feed your muscles, fuel your body. Okay, so you need to eat after a workout. It's one of the most important meals is your post-workout meal. I don't care if it's a shake, if it's a bar, if it's a meal, you need proteins and carbs after your workout to repair the muscle and heal your body, okay? The other thing I want to talk about with exercise is just to move more every day. We have become a very, very sedentary society. And I've seen clients where they go to the gym and they work really hard 3 to 4 days a week, but that's all they're doing. I had a gentleman, guys, men can lose weight on 2,000 calories a day. Like most men can very easily lose weight on a 2,000 calorie a day diet. I had this guy, he wasn't big. He was on an 1,800 calorie a day diet and he was struggling to lose weight. And when we looked at his lifestyle, it became apparent. He was taking a train to New York City. It was an 1.5-hour train ride. So he's sitting on the train. He would work 8 to 10 hours a day, sitting at a desk. He would take an 1.5-hour train ride home. He'd come home, he'd eat dinner, and he'd sit in his chair and relax, which I get. The man was exhausted from work, but he was sitting all day long. And yes, I saw him at the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and he'd work hard, but he was literally working hard for 3 to 4 hours a week. There's 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. You've got to move your body more, okay? Sitting is horrible for us. So little things make a big difference. They add up. Doing things like, I walk to pick my kids up for school, or we bike to school, or we walk to school every day, and it's a half mile, but I'm not in my car. I'm either walking or biking to get them. I park at the furthest parking spot. I'm never looking for a close parking spot. Okay, I think it's one of the funniest things in the world when I see people looking for like a close parking spot at the gym. I'm like, you're going to exercise. Like, park far away. It sounds silly, but those are extra steps. I never take escalators or elevators, ever. I always take the stairs. I'm that person like at the airport with luggage. I will be taking the stairs. My kids are like, oh my gosh, Mom. I'm like, and now my kids do it. It's just being more active. We live at the beach. My husband's like, we should get a golf cart. And I'm like, I'm not getting a golf cart. I think they're super cool. I think it would be fun. But I said to him, we would never walk or bike. We bike to the beach. We walk to go, get ice cream, or bike to get ice cream. If I had a golf cart, I would take my golf cart everywhere, right? So it's just being conscious of moving more in everything, right? Like I said, take the stairs, park further away. If you have an opportunity to walk somewhere, walk there, bike there. Just get your body moving. Don't stupid things, right? Like I have a lot of stairs in my house. I'll make multiple trips. Instead of trying to carry 700 things, it's okay. I'll run up and down the stairs a few times. It's just being more active in our everyday lives. If you work at a desk, get up and walk around. When I used to work at a desk a million years ago, I used to walk at lunch, right? I would eat my lunch during work, and then I'd use my lunch hour to go for a walk, get fresh air, get outside. These things make a huge difference. We can't just look at the activity we do at the gym or during our, whether you're doing a video or a walk for exercise. You have to be active in your everyday life. It's going to make a difference, okay? All right, so weight training, build that fat burning machinery, burn more calories all day long. Cardio, 3 times a week, 20 minutes, change up the mode, change up the intensity. Okay. And then if that's not enough, you can add more. But if you start with 3 times a week, 20 minutes, there's room to add. Okay. Find things you enjoy. Okay. Or make things more enjoyable. Like I said, by putting on a smutty TV show, or walking with a friend, or taking classes with a friend. It just makes it a lot more enjoyable. That accountability is going to help. And just move more every single day. All right. Okay. And remember, exercise is just helping to burn a little extra calories. It's both, right? The food is 80% of the equation, but this is helping so we don't have to cut your calories as low, keeps your body burning more fat all the time, builds your metabolism, and it's gonna make you look better, and it's healthy for you, right? Stronger bones, stronger muscles, faster metabolism, cardiovascular health. There's so many benefits. Find things that you enjoy, all right? Okay, I'm gonna look through all your comments. I will answer them. Let me know if you have questions. I am getting information on the weight loss training. I've had a bunch of you reach out to me, weight loss coaching. I am updating my software, so I'm just trying to find out from the tech guy when that will be like 100% updated, and I will let you know, but I'm hoping to do it the week of September 27th. So let me know if you want information on that. And then tomorrow we are gonna talk about sleep. Believe it or not, that's actually really, really important. Alcohol, because I'm not giving up my wine, and eating out. All right, so I will see you tomorrow at 1. Put your questions in the comments, even if you're watching on the replay, and I will try to get to all of them. And you can always private message me, guys, if you have questions, all right? Have a good one.